A magician takes a tumble off stage on BGT this week.
Yeah, it was part of his act, though. Come on.
No, actually not. Let's talk about it on Talkin' Shop. Yeah. Yep, it's true. We got to see a magician completely wipe out on stage. So usually on these Got Talent shows, the magicians are depicted in a light that makes them look incredible and flawless. And thankfully, that is still the case here because the magician Man Ho Han, from what I can tell, is a wonderful and really great magician doing my kind of favorite kind of magic to watch, which is like highly visual stage manipulation with gimmicks and original magic. And I can tell it's original, so really great work. Now I have a big respect for this magician, so I don't want to embarrass him too much by covering this story, but it honestly seems like a cool redemptive arc and an inarguably hilarious clip if you look at it. He does a little shoe production, which fooled me, and then he takes a little tumble. Oops. He falls for what feels like minutes by the way they edit it. Like if you take a look, they play the video and she trips, and then they cut to the judges, and it looks like he's still falling. And he's like, I'm okay, you know. But then he gets back up, and everyone starts cheering for him, and so he can continue his routine. What's funny is that I noticed in the comments that a lot of people thought this was some kind of staged event until you realize, homie just fell. Thankfully, he got back up, dusted his shoulders off, and continued the routine like a champ, and fooled everybody in the room. He returned so well, honestly, that I'm surprised they even kept this in the cut. Like, this totally could have been cut and no one at home would have noticed. But hey, maybe British television is just a little more honest, I guess, who knows. But if you have any stories of performance mishaps like this, let us know in the comments, and we would love to hear your stories. And while you're at it, smack that like button, and why not also subscribe if you like what you see, and hit that notification bell as well if you want to see every time we drop a new video. So let's go right back into the next news story. Yeah. Woohoo. So before we dive into the usual chaos, we want to take a moment to honor someone incredibly important to the magic community and to us personally.
Yeah, Curtis Cam was a creative force. He was brilliant, genius, and endlessly clever. And here at Penguin, we've had the privilege of working with him many times over the years. Every time he came to work with us, it was so special because Curtis made the world and magic both better just by existing and being himself.
Yeah, and Penguin Magic and the magic community as a whole will miss him dearly. His influence will be felt in magic for years to come.
Yeah, but we know he wouldn't want us to be serious too long, so with that in mind, let's get back to the normal news. This year marks 50 years of Penn and Teller performing together, a milestone that few performers ever reach. For over half a century, they have been challenging expectations and inspiring generations of new performers, myself included. I perform as a duo act called David and Braden, and whenever we watch Penn and Teller, we realize that they've kind of set the bar for what we aspire to be. Penn and Teller have also proven that magic can be beautiful, but also bold and sometimes subversive. They are true masters of their craft. Now, if you want to celebrate this anniversary with the duo, they are going on tour, hopefully to a city near you. So just be sure to check out their website to see if they're coming your way. This is a show you are not going to want to miss. Now, in other news, let's take a look at new magic that has hatched this week at penguinmagic.com. Last week on the show, we teased a brand new trick by Mario Lopez called Tongue Tied, and the wait is finally over, and you can now buy this on Penguin Magic's website. And honestly, I can say I've never added anything to my set faster. This trick is like a cross between tying a cherry stem with your mouth and also making a balloon animal with your mouth. It's funny, it's visual, it's offbeat, and this trick is so easy. Now we could sit here and talk about it all day, but that won't do anything for you. So let's take a look at what this actually looks like. You take your balloon, and you tie it just like that. Like I said, I've literally never added a trick from Penguin to my set faster. This trick is so easy, it comes with everything you need right out of the box, and you can perform it immediately. But be sure to get this quick, these are selling out fast. Once again, that was Tongue Tied by Mario Lopez. Now, let's take a look at a deep cut from Penguin with Chris.
Hey, welcome back to Deep Cuts, and we are cutting deep, twisting that knife yet again to bring you something that you likely have not seen before. I peek at the bottom of the iceberg to bring you some much deserved attention to some of my favorite all-time sleepers. And this week we're covering Sky Vanish by Sultan Orazaly. Sultan is a excellent magician hailing from Kazakhstan, and he has a number of really unique and interesting gimmicks that I think this one is no exception. So let's take a look at what the trick looks like. So if we cut down, we got a playing card, and let's make this card blink out of existence. So it's kind of fun, really interesting, and you can make that card appear wherever you'd like. You can make it appear in your back pocket. You can do it in the context of like a, I don't know, cards across. You can make it go through the table. I think it would be cool as a card through table. But as you can tell, it's a highly visual vanish of a card and is great for social media and stage magic alike. It's a really fun idea with a mix of really fun concepts that I'm sure will intrigue you. Now this one actually received some unsavory reviews, which you can read on its product page. But I can't say I exactly agree with them. I say give this one a shot if you like what you see, and I'm sure you'll find a use for it if you need a visual vanish from a playing card. Sultan is great, and I'm sure this won't be the last time you see him on the segment, so show him some love by checking out Sky Vanish. Also, one thing to note is this one does require you to build a gimmick, so let us know how you feel about DIY downloads in the comments, because I know it could be kind of polarizing. But on that note, let's go back to David with the front row. Yeah.
All right, this week on From the Front Row, we are going to be talking about what Dan Harlan called the polished and prolific prestidigitation of Paul Gertner. Try saying that 10 times fast. Now, Paul's lecture is actually a little special to me because this was the first Penguin Live I ever attended. You can see a clip of me here. And there's not much happening in the clip, but this is honestly the most expressive clip of me from the lecture. I think I was really nervous because in my mind, I was up on stage in front of 1,000 people watching this at home. But anyway, let's not just talk about me here. Let's move on. Let's talk about some of the material. He, of course, had to teach his signature effect unshuffled. But after that, he did his coin matrix, which is so much better than most matrix routines. He starts it with 4 coins like usual, then he ends up with like 15 coins by the end of it, half dollars, dollars, and he ends with a jumbo coin production that nobody saw coming. It's just hit after hit after hit. But the clip that's playing now is my favorite in the lecture. It's his bite out deck. It is incredible. He has a card selected and lost in the deck. He takes a bite out of the whole deck and finds the card with the bite out of it, and then with his mouth, he restores it. This is so weird, and I absolutely love it. But what else I love about Paul is his teaching. He really wants you to understand the why behind everything. It's not just do this move here, say this. It's all about why the moment works. It's polished, it's intentional, it's fantastic. This is definitely a lecture you'll want to check out. Now, before we kick it off over to Chris, why don't you leave in the comments some lectures you would like to see me cover in the future? And without further ado, let's kick it over to Chris with some magic coming soon to Penguin Magic.
Heyo, this is behind the scenes, and I think you might want to know what we have loaded in the chamber here at Penguin Magic. And this week we have something that I've been doing literally on a constant basis at all times. So let's get right into the performance. So let's see if you guys can guess a little bit of a drawing I'm going to make. So let's make a drawing, and I'll give you a hint. It is an instrument, okay? Mayonnaise? No, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Okay, I'll give it some depth. Okay. So, any guesses yet? Okay, box, no. Maybe if I like give it like one of these, then like maybe one of these, and like maybe some of this. Some might be able to guess this. It is, in fact, a harmonica. Yeah, it's a harmonica. And I can prove that by doing a little bit of a ditty. So let's do it. And that's it. You can really prove it's a harmonica in that way. And then you can give this out to anybody and they could try to play it and they're not able to. So yeah, this has been my favorite thing to do ever since it's landed on my desk. An absolute mood. Seriously, it's gonna be your favorite thing to do because it's quite literally, you can play anything like a harmonica, and that means anything. And this isn't a speaker or electronics or some sort of awkward setup. You are playing a real harmonica. Now, something I have never seen in a marketed trick that plays with sound is playing a real instrument. That's nuts to me. To me, this has a lot of the same energy as a D-Light and is open to a lot of different creative interpretations. So if you are excited about this one as much as I am, keep your eye on it because it's going to quickly become your favorite part of your act. Now let us know in the comments what you think about this one and if you do any instrument themed trick. So now let's end the show with my favorite segment when we hear from you, the customers. Yes.
Say what?
Say what?
What? All right, welcome back to our favorite segment here at the end of Talking Shop, where we get to hear from you guys. When you buy a trick at Penguin Magic, we always ask you to leave a review, and sometimes we get some that are a little bit off the hook.
Unhinged.
Unkiltered.
A little unhinged.
All the weird adjectives.
Yeah, some of them.
Well, this week we found one that I've read. Chris has not read it yet.
I haven't seen this.
So we're going to let Chris read this review for you all.
Everyone's telling me I'm going to enjoy this review a lot.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, live reaction. Okay, so this one is a review for Mouth Coils by Juggalo Magician 97. I already love it. I'm already in love. I'm already obsessed with it. So want to make the party weird? Well, then buy this trick. Want to become a legend of the Dark Carnival? Perform this at the Gathering of the Juggalos on stage, and right before you announce the 15-year reunion show for House of Crazies, with like 2 E's and no Y.
And spelled with a K.
It was spelled that's a crazy way to spell it crazy enough. Crazies and Dark Lotus Snoochie Boochies, lol. No, I'm not finished even. Lol, no cap. No cap. This trick drives the juggalos and the juggalettes insane with spelled N-S-A-N-E, no I. Very good. I like this so much. On God, if you meet me in the pit, you will see me performing this trick for all of my Juggalo brothers in full face paint. Whoop whoop to the Juggalo Nation and a double whoop whoop to Mouth Coils White by Vincent DeFada. One love. One love. Very good. This guy's cool, man.
Right, dude. You know what else?
Yeah.
Black and white Juggalos and Penguins.
Yeah.
I think we need a collab coming up here.
I would love a Juggalo themed deck, right? I don't know much about the culture, but I have a lot of friends that do. And I think this guy rocks.
I think you guys would be friends.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the gathering and I'm going to find him there and we're going to have a race. We're going to have a mouth coil race or something.
You might as well. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for Talking Shop this week. So be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah. Hey, and hit that notification bell as well.
Yeah, and I think we'll see you in the next one. Yeah. So I'm David.
Hi, hey, I'm Chris.
See you next week.
See you guys. All right, have a good one.